ticker shock on Wall Street. Ray Brady reports tonight on a huge drop in stock prices and the government report that apparently set it off. Also tonight, caught on camera, a state trooper attacks a woman accused of speeding. Officials say the trooper violated every procedure in the book. And a satellite ready to crash to Earth. Round and round it goes. Where it will hit, nobody knows.
This is the CBS Evening News. With Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. It all began innocently enough. The U.S. government this morning put out a report most people would consider good news. The unemployment rate fell 0.3 points last month, down to 5.5, as the economy created hundreds of thousands of jobs. But on Wall Street, that was bad news. It ignited a huge sell-off. The Dow plunging more than 171 points today, third biggest point drop on record. Correspondent Ray Brady is here now to try to explain at least some of why the good report on jobs has the market worked up. Ray, what is all this about?
Well, Dan, today's unemployment rate's a startling figure. 705,000 new jobs created in a month, the biggest one-month rise in more than 12 years. The really big gains came in construction and in the service sector, a sign the once sagging economy may be picking up steam. Still, that's the kind of good news Wall Street doesn't like. For months now, investors have been buying stocks because they thought a weak economy meant lower interest rates. Always good news for stocks. A seemingly stronger economy could mean no more drops in rates. So investors selling today sent the value of stocks plunging by $186 billion. That kind of drop will be felt across the entire economy, in pensions, in 401ks, and in IRAs, because Americans have been buying stocks like never before. In the past 2 months alone, they've poured $50 billion into mutual funds. Now 1 out of every 6 Americans has a stake in mutual funds. Just to keep it all in perspective, though, today's market dropped only about 3%. That's against a rise of nearly 7% in stocks since the first of the year. Dan?
Ray Brady, thanks. President Clinton confirms that he will go to Egypt next week for a summit aimed at rescuing the peace deal between Israel and the PLO. The president will also be trying to shore up Israeli Prime Minister Peres, whose re-election chances have been battered by a wave of suicide bombings. CBS News tonight has a rare look inside Hamas, the group that claims responsibility for the bombings. We have 2 reports. 60 Minutes correspondent Steve Croft has an interview with a jailed Hamas leader, and we'll have that for you shortly. But first, Bob Simon in Israel has an exclusive look at a suicide bomber and what makes him tick.
You can understand, or try to understand, the horror of it, the trauma for the survivors, the grief of the bereaved. The mystery is the man himself, the successful suicide bomber. And he's not available for an interview. There's rarely enough left of him to bury. But the Israeli Secret Services permitted us to interview a man who failed. Little more than a year ago, 28-year-old Hamas member Mohammed al-Sharif tried to blow himself up and take some Israeli soldiers with him.
Were you very nervous?
No, a little shaky, a little excited.
You were not nervous.
Sharif took a taxi from his home in a Gaza refugee camp just a few miles to the border with Israel. He was carrying a bag with 7 pounds of explosives.
You pushed a button that was here? And then what's the next thing you knew? What happened?
I heard a loud noise, but not the explosion I'd been hoping for. Suddenly I got dizzy, and then one of the soldiers shot me in the hip.
Were you frightened?
Why should I be scared? The whole idea was to die.
When Sharif came to in an Israeli prison, it took the interrogators hours to convince him he was alive. He thought he had died and gone to paradise.
What is paradise like? Where did you expect to be?
There are castles and rivers and trees and fruit and the beautiful girls of the Garden of Eden. God will give each martyr 72 virgins.
A seductive image of paradise when your place on earth is a strip called Gaza. Sharif's family still lives there. They come to visit him in prison.
Is your family proud of you, proud of what you did?
Of course they are proud.
Finding honor in scenes like this seems peculiar, if not pathological, to a Western mind, but there's something quite American about Sharif's ethic. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
If you leave the prison, will you try again to do what you did before?
Of course, if the occupation continues, then the resistance will continue as well. We fight with what we have: sticks, stones, and explosives.
Remember this man during next Wednesday's summit, because more than presidents, princes, or prime ministers, right now, this is the face that's running the Middle East. Bob Simon, CBS News, Ashkelon.
Hamas is not just a shadowy Middle Eastern organization. The leader of its political wing has operated for the last 15 years here in the United States. He was arrested last year. Today, he was interviewed in prison for the first time by an alumnus of the CBS Evening News, now 60 Minutes correspondent Steve Croft, who is preparing a report for Sunday's 60 Minutes and is here with us now. Steve?
Dan, by all outward appearances, Moussa Abu Marzouk lived a quiet suburban existence with his wife and 6 children outside Washington, D.C. But according to the Israeli government, Marzouk was actually a high-level diplomat for Hamas, formulating policy and raising hundreds of thousands of dollars here in the United States. Marzouk is currently being held in a federal prison here in Manhattan while the U.S. government decides whether or not to extradite him to Israel to face terrorism charges. This afternoon, Marzouk acknowledged that he ran the political wing of Hamas, but he insists he has no connection to the military arm of the organization and doesn't even think that what it does should be called terrorism. You said that Hamas is not involved in terrorist activities. What do you call it when someone straps on a bomb, walks onto a bus or into a shopping center and sets it off, killing 20 or 30 people? What do you call that? What is that? What's your definition?
You have to consider the reason why he did that.
You don't consider that terrorism?
Yeah, no, I don't consider that terrorism.
And you think that's a justified act?
I think you have to ask why the people did that.
You agree with that as a policy?
No, I never said that. I said I'm not consider this action as terrorism.
Marzouk's lawyer says his client has never raised money for Hamas in the United States and never broken any U.S. laws. So just who is Moussa Abu Marzouk and who's telling the truth? We'll have the rest of the interview Sunday night on 60 Minutes, Dan.
Steve, thanks. We look forward to seeing it. Straight ahead, the videotape that dramatically raises questions about the rules of the road for police and accused speeders. Also, his name is on the Vietnam War Memorial, but he's alive. So where's he been?
This is a really beautiful day. Soup weather. There's this cream of chicken with vegetables from Healthy Choice, and that is rich stuff. Great big vegetables, lean chicken. Just makes you feel good. And only has 2 grams of fat. Beautiful. With Healthy Choice, I can eat what I like.
I can eat corn on the cob, and I can eat the apples, as long as I've got super polygrip on these dentures. I know that it works. I mean, it holds my teeth in place. Using the super polygrip, I can continue auctioneering. Bid 35, now bid 40, now 5, 45, now bid.
Soon, you may have something better to wake up to.
You're a winner in the Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes.
Because starting March 21st, the Prize Patrol will wake up a new winner every morning for a month.
Oh, let me get my shoes. Can you believe this?
That's 30 winners in 30 days.
Yeah!
With prizes up to $100,000.
And I don't feel good.
Enter today and you could wake up a winner.
Come here.
The verdict is in the latest trial of Dr. Jack Kevorkian.
Not guilty.
Kevorkian acquitted today of charges he violated Michigan's ban on assisting a suicide. The doctor was present when a 61-year-old man and a 72-year-old woman, both terminally ill, took their lives. Kevorkian has been present at 27 suicides in all. This is the second time he has been tried and acquitted. How should a police officer respond if a speeding motorist takes more than 5 minutes to pull over? What if that motorist is a woman alone in her car and isn't sure who is ordering her to the curb? The question is not academic. Case in point, the raw and brutal scene caught by a video camera mounted on the police officer's car. Wyatt Ingers has the story and the pictures.
Going at 126 out to 80 miles an hour.
The young woman in the car ahead is doing 80 in a 65 zone, but the South Carolina trooper following her, what he's doing is a slow burn.
Cut the car off now! Turn the car off!
It had taken Sandra Antor of Miami 7 minutes to drive to the side of the road, a delay that apparently drove Trooper W.H. Beckwith into a gun-toting rage.
Out of the car! On the ground now! Get out of the car! Get on the ground! I have my seatbelt on!
You should know as you watch this that Trooper Beckwith was in an unmarked police car and had never flashed his badge.
Give me your hand! Give me your hand! Give me your hand!
The tape led to outrage today from women like Rosalind Wiseman, who runs a counseling and self-defense clinic in Bethesda, Maryland. Real police should give women time to respond to blue lights, Wiseman says, because of the risk of rogue police or police imposters.
If they're going to be in an unmarked police car, that it's only common sense to take her to a place where, and drive together to a place that is public where she can be in the safety of other people.
It was only after he shoved his suspect out of view that Beckwith finally asked her why she hadn't stopped.
I had no idea who you were, what was going on.
South Carolina officials insist their troopers are trained to give women time to pull off in public areas, and they fired Trooper Beckwith. The camera they installed to record reckless drivers this time caught a reckless cop.
Stand your ass up, lady, now!
Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Washington.
Conventional morality and the U.S. Penal Code both stipulate that crime doesn't pay. So, how do you explain a convicted serial killer who got a monthly pension for years, get this, at your expense, in the form of a regular Social Security check? And he may not be alone. Correspondent Jim Stewart has been investigating.
They called him the Freeway Killer. And for 10 terrifying months in 1979 and 80, William Bonin set a record for homicides in Southern California. He raped, strangled, and discarded 21 young men along the state's freeways before he was caught and finally executed by lethal injection just 2 weeks ago.
Justice been served!
But now there is this, the disclosure that even as Bonin sat on death row, he was collecting Social Security checks. More than $50,000 in all, more even than the grandfather of one of his victims. It's a discovery that's left the Social Security Administration scrambling to find out how many more inmates it's paying, and the victims' families numb with disbelief.
Not only did we pay for his support, his clothing, fed him, and then he got an income to top it off, I really can't believe this has happened.
And it may never have come to light if it weren't for Undertaker Buck Camphausen, who handles most of San Quentin Prison's business. After cremating Bonin, he voluntarily notified Social Security of the killer's death.
This is the file of Mr. Bonin.
And that inquiry started the world's largest computers spinning back at Social Security headquarters in Baltimore.
They knew instantly he was in fact in payment status.
Payments Bonin had been eligible for prior to going to prison after he was diagnosed with mental illness. But those payments should have stopped when he was convicted because the law forbids anyone in jail from receiving a government subsidy.
We're embarrassed. We're shocked. We owe it to the families of the victims. We owe it to the American taxpayers to get this money back.
In fact, it could be a lot of money. Social Security officials are now checking back with every state prison, and early indications are that William Bonin wasn't the only inmate out there to be getting a nice monthly retirement check from Uncle Sam. Jim Stewart, CBS News, Washington.
Just ahead, a Vietnam veteran returns after 26 years among the missing.
Good morning.
How was the couch, okay?
Oh, it was great. Complete bran flakes. No bacon and eggs.
You want me to make you some?
No, it's all right. No, it's all right.
Make it.
She'll make it for you if you want.
I'll make it.
I see. Somebody's birthday's coming up.
Hey, I realized I eat lousy, I don't work out, I had to do something.
Thousands of people have started turning their lives around with 4 little words. Kellogg's Complete Bran Flakes.
Are you eating this just to humor me?
No, I just don't want to start looking like you.
Kellogg's Complete Bran Flakes. It's a start.
Bud Tatum, a disaster volunteer, saved a man from bleeding to death at the Oklahoma City bombing. Connie Sessoms keeps a child alive by giving blood every 56 days. Antoinette Giordano wrote a check that kept a family off the street. The people of the Red Cross are known for quick action and acts of goodness. Now it's your turn to act. Give us your time, support, and blood, because help can't wait.
Man, I could sure use some Tylenol for this headache.
Hey, I got this.
Ibuprofen? No, Bill, I can't. I got an ulcer, and that could aggravate it.
No kidding, my mom's got an ulcer.
My doctor said to be careful. Tylenol's a better choice for me, and it works great.
If you use ibuprofen and have an ulcer, Tylenol may be a better choice for you. Talk to your doctor.
Mom, it's Billy. How you doing? Listen, about your ulcer.
During her life, she gave the world the gift of laughter. Now Gilda Radner is giving the gift of hope, and we'll tell you how. Join Charles Osgood this Sunday morning.
Years of searching for Americans missing in action from Vietnam have been in vain, but finally this week, one MIA showed up, alive, in Georgia. Correspondent David Martin has his story.
26 years after he disappeared, a soldier listed as missing in action in Vietnam has been found. Master Sergeant Mateo Sabag, found not in some jungle prison, but in a Social Security office. 73 years old, frail, destitute, and distracted, he walked in to apply for benefits. A caseworker called his relatives.
She got real excited and was yelling and crying, and that they had thought he was dead and they couldn't believe that he's alive.
Mateo Sabag went off to Vietnam, and that was the last his brothers saw him. He finished his tour in 1970 and was set to fly home. But he never showed up at his next duty station.
He was initially classified as a deserter, but that didn't make sense for a soldier with 24 years honorable service eligible to retire with a pension and benefits. So Mateo Sabag was declared missing in action. Along with 58,000 other soldiers killed or missing in Vietnam, his name went up on the wall.
Then last month he walked into the Social Security office near Rossville, Georgia, where he had been living with a family that had taken him in.
They found him more or less like homeless and more or less adopted him as a houseboy to help out, to run errands and so forth. So when the family moved from California to Rossville, they just brought him with them.
Mateo Sabag is now undergoing medical tests in this Army hospital. The Army says he is not a deserter, just a soldier who lost his way. For the first time, a circle, meaning found alive, will go round the cross next to the name of a soldier missing in action. And this story will have, if not a happy ending, at least a merciful one. David Martin, CBS News, Washington.
Straight ahead, watching and waiting for an out-of-control satellite about to fall back to Earth. And Eye on America, young Hoosiers and the hoop dream that could soon die.
For different people, different one-a-days. Each has essential vitamins, but one adds more of what women need. Another has more for men. And older adults get the extras they need.
For everybody, there's a one-a-day.
Raymond, you look constipated.
Here we go.
You should take Phillips Milk of Magnesia.
Says who?
For gentle overnight relief, doctors say they take Phillips Milk of Magnesia most. Raymond.
Told you.
Phillips, doctors know best.
With my itchy, flaky scalp, I need 2 hands for itching and 2 more for flaking.
Now all you need is new double-action Scalpicin. It helps stop deep scalp itch and dandruff, too. Scalpicin is not a shampoo. It's a clear liquid you don't wash away. Starts working instantly to get under the dandruff with a medically proven medicine these dandruff shampoos don't have. New double-action Scalpicin.
No more flaking, no more itch.
Scalpicin helps stop deep scalp itch and dandruff.
Take a good look through Transitions lenses. The lightweight plastic prescription lenses with a special tint that lightens and darkens as the light changes. Lightweight plastic lenses that darken and lighten just like that. It's comfort you can see, day or night, outside or inside. Ask for Transitions lenses.
Call 1-800-680-6700 for the Transitions Lenses Eye Care professional near you.
Mrs. Simon, I see you're eating Quaker toasted oatmeal.
I see you've got 20/20 vision.
So tell me, why Quaker toasted oatmeal?
You know another kind?
Then it's because it's made with the same all-natural whole rolled oats as hot Quaker oatmeal. Low-fat, nutritious. You might even say it's your other oatmeal.
You might, if you're long-winded enough.
Quaker toasted oatmeal. Oh, what those oats can do.
It's championship weekend on CBS Sports.
Catch 4 conference championships and the teams on the road to the Final Four. The madness is a heartbeat away.
Dole surges ahead in the Republican primaries, but Pat Buchanan refuses to cave in. What's he really after? We'll ask him on Face the Nation Sunday.
That freight train that derailed in central Wisconsin Monday is still burning tonight, but despite the continuing risk of a propane explosion, the National Guard decided today to allow some of the 1,700 residents who evacuated the town of Weyauwega to return home briefly to feed pets left behind. No one is sure exactly where or exactly when, but sometime in the next few days, an out-of-control 4,000-pound Chinese satellite the size of a bus is going to fall out of orbit. Unlike most lost satellites, this one is not expected to burn up before it hits the ground. Scott Pelley is on Chicken Little patrol.
Projection of the satellite based on all the parameters which we've calculated.
Deep inside Cheyenne Mountain, Colorado,
Space Command.
U.S. Space Command tracks the satellite's last laps around the Earth.
A projection of the satellite orbiting the Earth in a 24-hour period, I would say most of the Earth is covered.
Covered by an out-of-control 2-ton bullet, liable to strike anywhere.
We're predicting that it will come in sometime late Monday night, early Tuesday morning.
It began in 1993 as a spy satellite that went wrong. More lost hardware in the orbital constellation of junk.
How often does something fall out of the sky?
About one object every 2 days or so.
Nearly all of it burns up, but the Chinese spy was designed to return.
This satellite has a heat shield, which may protect it from the flames of re-entry, and a parachute. Trouble is, experts believe the batteries on the satellite went dead long ago, and there is considerable doubt as to whether the parachute will work. If the chute doesn't open, it could hit the Earth at a speed of 400 miles an hour.
An alert is going out to Britain's fire brigades. The London station that deals with terrorist bombs says it's ready for a blitz from the blue.
Reasonably confident, yes.
No spot is more likely than another. The satellite crosses the U.S. 3 times a day. With the vast oceans, it's most likely to land with a splash.
The danger from this particular object, statistically, is so slight that you can bet any amount of money it will not hurt anybody.
But not even Space Command, watching over its numbers and maps, can predict where the satellite will strike as it skims the ocean of air between the moon and Cheyenne Mountain. Scott Pelley, CBS News, Colorado Springs.
There are many prescription pain medicines, and a doctor can prescribe any of them. Yet 82% of doctors surveyed have prescribed Arutis. And now, for the first time, it's available in a non-prescription strength. New Arutis KT. It's so potent, just 25 milligrams is as effective as 400 milligrams of Motrin IV, 440 of Aleve, or 1,000 milligrams of extra-strength Tylenol. New Arutis KT, the potent medicine for pain.
In January, Publishers Clearinghouse surprised one winner.
Patricia, we're from Publishers Clearinghouse. We just won $10 million.
Now they'll surprise 30 winners. Starting March 21st, the Prize Patrol will wake up a new winner every morning for a month.
Hey, guys, thank you. I don't believe it.
That's 30 winners in 30 days, with prizes up to $100,000. Enter today and you could wake up a winner.
Brawny paper towels have thirst pockets. Amazing pockets that make even the biggest, messiest spills disappear. Because every thirst pocket is made of 2 thirsty plies, and every sheet is covered end to end with them. Brawny with thirst pockets. Now, the only real mess you can get yourself into is not having any in the house.
Brawny, thirst pocket power.
I hold in my hand the single most important invention in the history of lawn care. These are Miracle Grow time-release capsules, and this is Miracle Grow extra long-lasting lawn food that's guaranteed to keep your lawn greener longer. That's because it feeds 2 ways. A quick release for a fast green up and continuous time release for a beautiful green that lasts for months. Miracle Grow extra long-lasting lawn food will keep your lawn greener longer. Guaranteed.
In much of small-town America, the biggest game in town is high school basketball, climaxing in the state tournament. For many, it's a dream come true, a chance for fame and glory. This year in Indiana, they're fighting to hang on to the dream, as Peter Van Sant reports for Eye on America.
It's the Alexandria Tigers.
It's this year's Indiana High School basketball tournament. And the Tigers of tiny Alexandria High are living the dream they've shared since childhood.
I want to go in and play a big school and have them be scared to death to play us.
And the guy with the ball likes the guy that... As the second half begins, Alexandria's squad of country boys is leading a team from a school more than twice its size.
It's just the greatest feeling. It really is. I mean, you can't beat it.
I mean, even when you're a little kid, everybody's in their backyard with their basketball goal, and they're like counting down those final seconds to the state finals, and you always win the game.
With 2 minutes left of the game.
It's a wish that came true in 1954, when tiny Milan High School, with just 161 students, upset a team more than 10 times its size. Bobby Plump hit the winning shot.
And I faked left, went right, shot it at the free throw line, and it went in.
He shoots. It's good. It's good.
That's what it's all about. And it is a dream. It is. It's almost America.
Milan's stunning upset became the basis for the hit movie Hoosiers and created such a passion for the game that Indianans built a high school hall of fame where past heroes are worshipped. Even today's players are treated like celebrities.
But the state championship that movies and legends are made of may soon be slam dunked into the wastebasket. There's a proposal to do away with the storied high school tournament and replace it with a class system where small, medium, and large schools would have their own championship tournament. That idea has created a new kind of Hoosier hysteria.
It's going to make it so much difference, unbelievable.
It'll all be lost.
It's the quest to reach that top, and the dream will be gone.
But some players, like Nathan Hobbs of Lilliputian Frankton High School, say they're tired of hearing of the Milan dream.
How many times has your school won the state championship?
That would be 0.
In a typical year, it's welcome to the meat grinder for these little schools.
Pretty much so. I think we had a score the other night. It was 114 to 27 or something like that in the state.
Back at the playoffs, Alexandria holds its lead into the fourth quarter. But down the stretch, the Tigers are out-muscled by the bigger school. This year's best hope for another Milan is out of the tournament.
You're not going to win everything in life, but the opportunity to go after it, I think, is very important.
An opportunity the Tigers and thousands of kids like them may never get again. In Alexandria, Indiana, I'm Peter Van Sant for Eye on America.
You're not going to win everything in life. Part of our world tonight. Mike Wallace has a preview now of Sunday's 60 Minutes.
What about black juries that refuse to convict black defendants even if they're guilty?
It's power that we have, whether you or any other white person likes it or not.
I imagine that got your attention. It sure got ours. 60 Minutes, Sunday.
That plus Steve Croft's interview about Hamas. All 60 Minutes Sunday. I'll be back Monday with the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. Good night and have a great weekend.
Worried about ever getting your Social Security? Some experts have come up with a radical new plan for the president. Will it work? A special investigation begins Monday on the CBS Evening News.
CBS News.
Big, bigger, biggest. DQ Sunday Sale. Get our big